Have you ever opened your phone for 1 minute and somehow lost 2 hours of your life? Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because your brain has been trained to crave noise, constant scrolling, constant stimulation, constant escape. And one day you wake up and realize silence feels uncomfortable, stillness feels illegal, and your own thoughts feel harder to sit with than a screen. That's when I knew something was wrong. My brain wasn't broken, it was just overloaded. Too much content, too much speed, too many tiny hits of pleasure, and not enough real peace. So I gave myself 7 days, not to become a new person, not to optimize my life, just to feel clear again. And what happened in those 7 days changed more than my focus. It changed the way I lived. Day 1. I stopped reaching for my phone the second I woke up. No notifications, no dopamine before daylight. Just breath, just water, just 5 quiet minutes of existing before consuming. It felt boring, which was exactly the point, because when your brain is fried, peace feels boring before it feels healing. Day 2, I let myself be unstimulated. No music on the walk, no podcast while eating, no video in the background while doing nothing. And that's when I noticed how addicted I'd become to never being alone with my mind. Here's the scary part. If you can't sit in silence for 10 minutes, it's not silence you're afraid of. It's the noise has been helping you avoid. Day 3, 4, and 5, I slowed everything down. I ate slower. I walked slower. I talked less. I stopped treating my life like something to rush through. And in that slowness, something unexpected happened. My thoughts got clearer. My emotions got louder. My attention came back. Not all at once, not dramatically, but quietly, like fog leaving a window. Day 6, I replaced cheap dopamine with earned joy. Sunlight instead of blue light, a notebook instead of an algorithm, a real conversation instead of another scroll spiral, a hard workout, a long walk, a deep breath. And for the first time in a while, I didn't feel entertained. I felt awake. There's a difference. One distracts you from life. The other returns you to it. Day 7. I realized this was never about quitting my phone. It was about remembering who I am when I'm not constantly being pulled away from myself. Clarity is not something you find in more stimulation. You find it in less noise, less urgency, less escape. Sometimes healing doesn't look like becoming more productive. Sometimes it looks like sitting still long enough to hear your own life again. So if your brain feels fried, if your attention feels shattered, if even rest doesn't feel restful anymore, maybe you don't need more hacks. Maybe you need a reset, a real one. 7 quiet days, a little less dopamine, a little more presence, and maybe, just maybe, the person you've been trying to get back to has been waiting for you in the silence. Subscribe and keep forging.